afraid to call it like it is. So, before I tell you some of the things we discovered that led to the Scrambler, I'm going to warn you that this is definitely not politically correct. And if you're a woman watching this, you may want to close the video now because you're not going to like what I'm about to reveal. Still here? Good. So, if there's a girl right now that you've got your eye on and would just love to have her horny and naked on your bed, let me share with you some of the big ideas that we discovered you can use to get her fixated on sleeping with you, make her fall in love with you, and turn her into your girlfriend or fuck buddy. I call these the 4 horsemen of the chase. And what you're going to find is that they fly in the face of commonly held beliefs about what girls want and are probably the exact opposite of what you do. First, we discovered with girls, the more uncertain she was about where she stood with a guy, the more likely she is to fuck him. See, girls are actually turned on by confusion, uncertainty, and mystery. She wants to spend time analyzing your behavior. She wants to have to read between the lines. In fact, the more time she spends decoding what you do and say with her friends, asking things like, what did he mean when he, the wetter her pussy's getting, and the more obsessed she gets with sleeping with you. Second, we discovered that being the perfect guy is destructive and can quickly murder her attraction. Weird, right? But see, as guys, we like things calm and content. Our idea of a great relationship is we have everything in common, or we never fight, or we get along perfectly. But girls are an entirely different beast. Girls crave drama and emotional turbulence. Think about it like this. If a movie were 2 hours long of positive shit happening to the main character, you'd be throwing popcorn at the screen, you were so bored. And that's why nice guys lose the girls they really like. If you never disappoint or upset her, the movie becomes predictable and boring. Why do you think girls obsess over bad boys? The drama these guys provide is addicting as crack. She gets to feel like she's the star of her own personal soap opera. Now, in just a second, I'll show you a simple way to do this without changing your personality, without acting like an asshole, and without pretending to be someone you're not. So keep watching. Third, we stuck a dagger in the heart of the notion that girls want you to work to win her over. What we discovered was that the person who tries harder holds less power. And remember, when she's holding the power, it's impossible for her to fuck you. You see, you might think that showing a girl you're funny enough, charming enough, social enough will make her want to be your girlfriend or think I should fuck this guy. But it's 10 times more effective to flip the switch and get her working to impress you. The minute she lets her sexy side out, tries to show you she's a cool girl, or catches herself worried about what you think about her, it's like you flipped her fuck me switch, and she no longer hides her naughty side. She stops playing hard to get, and before long, she's bent over your bed, muttering things like, why don't you put it in my ass? Oh yeah, even that good girl you're imagining using it on, she'll fall for it the fastest. It's like her brain is subconsciously going, I must really like this guy. Even if she didn't like you initially, you can actually turn the tables. Finally, Rob and I discovered our core principle of anticipation. Noticing that it can be used as a pussy-wetting weapon. See, what we found is that her desire for you peaks when she's away from you thinking about you. When she begins to desperately anticipate the next time she'll see or hear from you. See, as a guy, when we sense things are going good, we're afraid to pull back a bit. But if you retreat and leave her wanting more, she actually convinces herself that you're the only guy she wants to sleep with. Using our principle of anticipation, you can actually train a girl to get addicted to your phone calls, your dates, and yes, your dick. Here's something really cool. You don't even have to already be dating a girl to use this stuff on her. In fact, I'm going to show you how within 5 minutes of meeting her, you can jump start the chase. I'll get to that in a second. Summing it up, what we found was that in order to rapidly and easily have a girl on your bed whispering how bad she wants you, you need to do just 4 things. 1, you got to get her analyzing your behavior and unleash an intense curiosity in her to try to figure you out. 2, you need to create an emotional roller coaster that holds her attention hostage. 3, you need to flip her approval-seeking switch and get her addicted to your validation. 4, you have to retreat long enough for her to develop a strong desire to see or hear from you again. You want her waiting for your phone calls, pulling her phone out of her pocket every few minutes to see if she missed your text, craving a compliment from you like a glass of water in the desert. Sound complicated? It's not. It's actually a lot easier than you think. Let me explain. When Rob and I noticed what girls were responding to, we wanted to create something foolproof. Because let's face it, it's easy to fuck this up when you got a beautiful girl in front of you and your mind goes blank or you start listening to your emotions. Your emotions are like a dickless virgin whispering advice in your ear. Text her again, maybe her phone is broke. She's different, you don't need to play the game with her. Yep, it's pretty easy to mess this up without a concrete game plan. Also, what we found was that these 4 steps work like gangbusters for banging a female friend, getting an ex back, or turning some girl you have class with into a fuck buddy, which was cool, but we wanted more. Yeah, we got greedy. You will too when you learn this. I wanted something that worked fast so that I can use it to seduce my hairdresser, my bank teller, hot, flexible yoga instructors. Over the next few months, we discovered more and more seduction weapons that would tap a girl's chase me reflex and immediately ignite her desire. We noticed that within a few minutes of talking to a girl, you can actually snatch all the power right out of her hands. And once you're holding the power, man, does she want to bang you. Even if she's dating someone else or has already placed you in the friend zone. Case after case. The more girls we tested this stuff on, the more we realized how powerful it was. What we discovered was that there was a certain sequence you can use these weapons in that made them almost foolproof. Here's why. What's the first sign you're falling in love with someone? Come on, we've all been there. What's the first sign? I'll tell you. It's when you can't stop thinking about the other person. And here's the ultimate secret of the Scrambler. You get her to chase your attention. You get her to crave your validation. You make her work for it. And the more she works for it, the more time she spends obsessing over you. Listen closely to what I'm about to say. If you can get a girl thinking about you when you're not around, it's like having a remote control to her emotions, and you can make her fall in love with you. And once she's in love with you, fucking her is like stealing candy from a baby. The only thing in the world that matters to her is your dick in her pussy. We nicknamed the sequence the Scrambler because it basically scrambles a girl's brain until she's completely infatuated with you. Here's what else you'll love. It allows you to put the game on autopilot. No more worrying if you're showing too much interest, if you're not being persistent enough, if she's slipping away or just playing hard to get. And you'll never have to worry if you're texting too much, too little, if you should compliment her, when to reveal your feelings. Just sit back and let the Scrambler do the work. Without a doubt, we decided this was too powerful not to share. I'm going to tell you exactly how to get the Scrambler for yourself in just a second. See, if a girl disappears on you, or if you've always felt like the kid who gets picked last in gym class when it comes to girls, it wasn't because your man boobs, your prematurely balding head, your age, your shitty job. I believe that shit for years, and those are the things I blamed every time I messed things up with some girl I should have been sleeping with. The reason a girl rejects you, loses interest, or acts like you're not even fucking alive is because every move you made was unconsciously handing her the power and revealing your hand too soon. And that turns her off faster than you can say friend zone. Luckily, there's a loophole. And the best part is, it's all completely under her radar. Yeah, it's a little sneaky. Yeah, it's a little controversial. And yeah, it's really fucking effective. Especially on good girls. You could think of it as Operation Mind Control, because you're gonna have a toolbox of specific phrases, stories, cryptic text messages, certain gestures and facial expressions, a set of chess moves pulling her towards you, then pushing her away, and slipping seemingly innocent comments into ordinary conversations, and curveballs. You'll use these to erase her mental chalkboard. This way, even if you've already messed up or made a bad impression, she'll instantly forget she's ever rejected you or muttered, "Let's just be friends." And once you have the upper hand, her rational side goes out the window, and she starts acting completely on impulse. Have you seen a girl without impulse control? Let's slow down for a second, because I want you to completely visualize it. Now, I bet you already know the first girl you're going to use this on. Good. Get a nice picture of her pushing you against the wall, unbuckling your pants, sliding her panties around her ankles, propping herself up on the kitchen counter, looking at you with that "I've been waiting forever to fuck you" look, pulling you into her and not stopping till both your sweaty bodies explode together. That's what it looks like when you strip away her impulse control. And guess what? That's the power the Scrambler has over hot, unsuspecting girls. Now, if you're like a lot of guys hearing this for the first time, this can make your head swim a little bit and leave you with a lot of questions. Since I started teaching this and giving private talks on it, I've heard them all. So how much interest should I show? When do I stop playing hard to get? How often should I text her? How will I know when it's working? Here's a clue it's working. One of the things the Scrambler's designed to do is to get her to imagine a future with you. So you'll notice she starts suggesting dates the two of you can go on, or she'll even try to plan a vacation with you. It's a pretty cool moment when you're getting on that plane with her, heading off to some tropical paradise, just you and her, and you just smile to yourself on how it all started. Now, the more guys I taught this to, the more questions I got. What's the best way to make my move? What kind of mixed signal should I send? What's the exact sequence of the Scrambler? What do I actually say to her? I get it. Those are very good questions, and I have specific answers to all of them. My name is Bobby Rio, and for the past year, my friend Rob and I have been secretly teaching the Scrambler in closed-door boot camps across the country, and the results that we've seen will blow your mind. Hundreds of guys are already using the Scrambler to sleep with their co-workers, classmates, bartenders, and hot young college girls that wouldn't normally give them the time of day. Guys who'd spent their entire lives in the friend zone